When people think of Zanzibar, they imagine paradise. But living here as a woman alone, that's a completely different story. From safety concerns to digging holes for organic waste, this is the real side of life here. And let me tell you, it's not always easy. So here's what a day in my life in Zanzibar really looks like. Days and nights here are nearly the same length all year round, with the sun rising around 6 a.m. and setting around 6 p.m. It's March now, so the rainy season has already begun, bringing unpredictable weather. That doesn't mean it rains constantly, but you always have to be prepared to get soaked at any moment. The reason I decided to move temporarily to Zanzibar was completely by accident. I just happened to find a really cheap flight from Zanzibar to Sri Lanka. I had been traveling in Tanzania mainland and I enjoyed it. I really didn't have a plan to come here, but well, it happened. And then I stayed here for a few days and I was like, I could actually live here for some time. Well, let me tell you a few words about this house. There is a kitchen and living room and dining room and one bedroom, upstairs 2 bedrooms, but I only use floor level. Obviously I live here alone, that's why. So the price is $400 per month plus electricity and water. Let me tell you something about electricity here and how it works. There's no such thing as electricity bill. It's not like you just use electricity and then a bill comes to your house and you have to pay for it. Here you have a device that you need to charge. If I want to check how much energy I have left, I need to press 006, and then when you're reaching the limit, this machine should start making this noise like beep, beep. It's very annoying. Around 140 kilowatt hours cost around 50,000 shillings, which is $25. And for this house, I estimated I will need 200. And then you have this annoying thing, power cuts. We have power cuts almost every single day. There are days that there's no power cut and I'm like, wow, what's happening? Like, that's not a norm. Power cuts range from 2 hours to 12 hours. So basically everything you have in the fridge, everything you have in the freezer is gone. You have to eat it as soon as possible. I think the worst part during power cut is that it usually happens during the day when it's hot and I cannot use any of the fans to cool myself down. That's a real bummer because I'm not used to these temperatures. So maybe let me show you now how the water supply works here in Zanzibar. You need to build either your own well or you need to have your own water tank, have water delivered to your own house. So this is, for example, the well that I'm talking about. Not the kind of well you're thinking about. This is a water tower with the water tank on the top. You see plenty of them in Zanzibar. So basically there is a pump in the well that pumps the water from the well up to the water tank and then to the tap in the bathroom or in the kitchen. And there is this company of fresh water and they deliver water across the entire island. They just fill it up. It's not, I think, that expensive. I haven't done that yet because the water lasts for so long. That's how we get water here in Zanzibar. When there is a power cut, the water works at the efficiency of around 50% because the water pump obviously is not working. But because the water tank is situated on top of the tower, the water flows down anyway. So I can have a shower, I can do the dishes, but there's not really a lot of water coming out of the tap. Okay, let's talk trash. That's just another thing I'm still learning how to tackle. There's no proper trash disposal. There's basically trash everywhere in Zanzibar, like in the streets. The trash that I collect in the house is divided into plastics and into organics. I collect plastic and so far I have only one small bag, so hopefully I'll find a way of disposing that. And we have organic trash. And I asked ChatGPT the other day, what can I do to manage my organic trash. But what I've been doing lately is digging a hole in the backyard. I have a huge backyard. I cannot call it a garden because it doesn't look like a garden. Digging a hole for organics isn't exactly a breeze when your backyard is a layer of rocks, just a few centimeters beneath the soil. Still, I manage. I dig, toss in the waste, cover it with the fresh earth, and voila! It should break down in a few weeks. During Ramadan, life here shifts a little, and so does the way I dress. Beaches are a free zone, but if I head into Stone Town or want to keep mosquitoes away, I'll throw on something longer. It's just easier that way, and it's a small gesture of respect. So as you can see, being a woman here means I have to think about some things differently, like take different health precautions. UTI, if you're here for a long time, it's almost a guarantee. And don't even get me started on malaria, because people here think that it's not a thing. However, I learned the hard way last year, and now I take precautions more seriously. Whenever I leave the house, I make sure all my valuables are locked away in my closet. Nothing can be left lying around when I'm out. There's also why every window has bars. Still, that doesn't always stop thieves, especially at night, when they sometimes use magnets to grab whatever they can through openings. That's why I never leave my phone near the window when I sleep. Being here, watching people live such simple, slow-paced lives, makes you slow down too. It's easy to get a little lazy. And when I go out, I get a lot of attention. People always have time to stop, chat, or even ask for pictures. Good. Do you want a photo or video?
Picture.
Jumbo. Do you want a photo?
No photo.
No photo.
No photo.
Why? You don't like? No video? No photo? Okay. You too? Yeah? Together?
Okay.
Zanzibar might be packed with tours like turtle feeding or spice plantation walks, but beneath all that, there's a quieter life, a local life, one that's slow and real. What I love the most about this place? Being close to the beach, this perfect warm ocean, the mix of incredible local and international cuisine, the fresh tropical fruits, and the kindness of people. It's not always easy, but this place has changed the way I see the world. I always leave a little different than when I arrived, a little more extroverted. And maybe that's why I keep coming back.